Late, but still on time.
Absolutely.
We were just getting hyped up, amped up for the show. Nothing specifically, but obviously I've been drinking a little bit, but nothing specifically we were getting hyped up for. It's not like there's anything special about this week of wrestling, as you'll see by my commentary on this week of wrestling. But we are back again. What up, dude?
What's up?
How you doing? How you feeling?
Doing all right.
Nice
Doing
night.
well. Hydrating, drinking water.
How you want to start off these Percy's? I don't got anything. I mean, the biggest thing of the week is LeBron finally picked the place, went to the 76ers.
Mm-hmm. But just, I mean, if anything, I was just like, oh, that jersey gonna be fire. You know, the black Sixers jersey, that AI edition.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best.
That's
one of the best jerseys of all time.
It's gonna be a bestseller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that was honestly my very first thought was picturing him in a Sixers jersey, and I'm like, he got some good taste, at least just for the black.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously they're more modern blue and white with the stars on it. I don't give a shit about that. But yeah, he and Philly, shit. The East, I mean, that's a hell of a starting five, assuming he's the 4. I assume he's the 4 in that lineup.
Yeah, I assume so because Jalen beat it 3.
Yeah.
VJ 2, exactly. Maxi.
That's 1, a crazy starting 5. So really, that's just decision 2.0, and it's like, all right. And then what was funny was like I saw like I don't know if it was Bleacher Report or like maybe it was just like because it was Club 520. They reposted it because they just thought it was a funny post, and it was just like a Lakers fan was like, I'm ready to move forward with the core of this franchise or something. And it's like, Walker Kessler, Luka, and Austin Reeves. And it's like, boy, what is this? 1965. It's like, we going to be competitive with this? But that's when B-Hen was like, he was like, hey, niggas wouldn't be saying shit if they was black. For real. Like, hey, we talk about, being championship contenders if all 3 of them is black. So it's like it's definitely a little prejudice, at least. I ain't gonna call it racist, but it's
Stephen A mentioned that. He was like, how you gonna have a starting 5 with a whole bunch of white guys and not one black dude? Like, you don't know the type of league that we're in right now? Like they gonna get washed off the sport. That's what Stephen A said. And I did see a post where it's like, because David Stern came out earlier in the week was talking about like we're waiting on LeBron's decision to finalize
so we can release the schedule
and whatnot. And immediately people were like, they had the graphic for Christmas, the 76ers versus the Lakers. And it was like the starting lineup of the 76ers, which is obviously we listed out was all black men. And then the Lakers, which we also established that it was all white men. It's like, it's going to be a race war basically on that night on Christmas between the Sixers and the Lakers. If that is the Christmas game that is listed. But I can I get my Brian Windhorse on and just like, why would he do that? And there's been a whole lot of talk about Anthony Davis being paired up with LeBron and whatever his destination. That's what Golden State was waiting for, possibly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's like because Anthony Davis is potentially getting traded, though he's also in conversations with. Again, saying I'm a Wizards fan, re-signing a max extension at like 4 years, 275 or some egregious like that.
4 years, 278, I think.
Something stupid, that
70
a lot of fans, even on the Wizards side, do not want. We've already been chastised about giving Trae Young
212, which that was the one where I was like, oh, that's an overpay.
Am I wrong to think that Anthony Davis gets traded for Joel Embiid?
Are you wrong to think that? I would say no.
As a legit possibility.
Oh, no.
Like, as a legit possibility that, like,
I don't think
this
so.
is not the end of the Sixers move, and to appease LeBron and get off of, like, again, like, maybe Anthony Davis signs an extension with the Wizards. Though him signing an extension means, I guess, he can't get traded till January, but maybe there's a sign and trade. I guess he has 2 years under his contract, but maybe there's some type of agreement that you get Anthony Davis for Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Am I wrong to think that as a Wizards fan?
Absolutely not. I mean, if anything, like, obviously Philly want to win a championship. LeBron want to win a championship. That's why he's paying for $3 million or $4 million, whatever it is. The best chance at that is having people who play. And Joel Embiid is not that. So when healthy, we can say, all right, he's a beast.
Anthony Davis not like that, but he already said that. He said, I'm playing. He said it in like as Wizards, like interviews that have been happening. I'm playing 82 games.
And when, even with his
injury history, he's going to do that.
even with his injury history, he's not Joel Embiid.
Even
Joel Embiid,
I'd be happy with Anthony Davis.
Joel Embiid is historically injured. He started off his career injured. That's like a different thing completely. Like where, yes, I can agree that like in the last 3 years, like he's just like Ja, where it's like in 3 years he's played 1 season's worth of basketball. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, even with that, he's at least a step or 2 steps above Joel Embiid on availability. So talk about making a push. Yeah, I mean, AD will be willing to play the 5 if Bron is there. And even still with that, LeBron can play small. I mean, he can play anything on the court. He can play small ball 5. So just play YMCA ball.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just thinking, like, again, like, if you're the Wizards, it makes sense. Sixers,
I think it's that the
Joel's already signed with what people consider a bad contract.
Crazy contract.
I don't know what they get paid in salary right now. What Anthony Davis.
This is only Percy, so we might.
Without Anthony Davis get the extension, just right now, what Anthony do they match trade value? Just check that real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
But my point to that saying is that if that is the case already, where their salaries are already kind of matched up, where they can make this trade now, the Sixers will give him the extension.
Yeah.
An appropriate extension, because obviously, like, you're here for a short time, not a long time. Mm-hmm. So I'll take less, knowing that I'm actually fighting for a championship rather than just trying to get my money.
Okay, Embiid is 58 a year, and Anthony Davis is 58 a year.
You can make that trade
this year specifically.
Yeah, you can make that trade.
They are right on the money.
You can make that trade right now, and the Sixers give him an extension. They don't even give him the max because he's going to take the less because he knows
he's working with Bron, and like that's
a whole entire cast. Like, you know what I'm saying, compared to the Wizards, where it's like, no,
they'll probably max them out.
I'm going to give him the max.
Exactly.
And so it's like, it would make sense. You don't
the history of the Wizards.
You don't need to upgrade Joel's contract because he's
already exactly.
Contract, so it's like, all right, cool, we'll eat that.
Yeah, and then just hope he's healthy. You know, whenever he comes back, it'll be.
You heard it first. I haven't listened to too many podcasts about LeBron because it recently happened, but you heard it here first on the Wrestling Rehab podcast on the Sunday Percy. Anthony Davis will be a Sixer before the season begins.
Oh, before it begins. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, LeBron only got fucking 2 years, at least as of right now. And really, that's 1 and 1. Because it's really like, man, if this shit crash and burn, I ain't about to do this shit again. That's what that is, obviously. He's going to pull the parachute if he needs to. But
yeah, they just signed KCP, so they're trying to fill up their bench now. But
everybody about to come in on those minimums.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Come on. We know what's happening up there. And for actually, this is very pertinent, you know, for episode 107. And, you know, I'm a new F1 fan. Forgot, this is real. The 107% rule. This is real. And I did read this before. So this is during qualifying. In the qualifying stage of the weekend in F1 circuits, it's basically fastest lap, right? If your race time is not within 107% of the race leader's time, you're knocked out, or you automatically cannot continue, like, to basically get a better score. You're just stuck in the back. So that's the 107% rule.
Okay.
It just puts you at the back of the pack, basically.
Yeah, the strategy to understand of like how all this means a lot.
Yeah.
Again, fractions of a second.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
That you could either be in a leading position on the pole, or stuck in the back and have to work your way up. So interesting to know.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That is it.
Let's get started with this show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
The crowd, how it's paid, you were my tag.
Pro, Moody, coming off the top rope. That's the Re-Up podcast.
A week old the Avenue of Wrestling.
Follow us on our social. Follow us here on the YouTube channel. Send us an email at wrestlingre@gmail.com. Everything
As the French Fry Pro just said, we are on episode 107 of the Wrestling Rehab podcast. We got to get a lot to get through this week, even though, as I'll say up front,
it's not a lot. No.
Not a lot.
It's not
a lot. This was we in the dog days.
No, you're gonna say, yeah.
We got Redemption. We're gonna make predictions. Those are up for points this week. We're gonna talk about, is this fast lane all the way into All In, or can something major happen that will change the trajectory of what All In is in about a month?
Yeah.
We have Saturday night's main event to get through. Let's talk about what happened there, because there were some major things that happened. Specifically, the main event, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk versus Gunther and Sammy. If Gunther and Sammy would win that match, they would be put into a fatal 4-way at SummerSlam against Cody and Punk. That did not happen because a returning Nick Aldis pulls Gunther on a pinfall and ends up beating him up. Did that cause a disqualification, or did they end up finishing that match? Yeah,
they ended up finishing that match. Sammy eating a GTS.
Yes, we have our SummerSlam. One of probably a main event. I don't know if this is the main event. No,
yeah, well, either one, night one or night two.
Is Brock and Oba starting SummerSlam?
That's starting.
Are you starting SummerSlam with a
maybe night two? Maybe it starts night two then.
No, it has to be a main event.
I don't think it is.
I think that's main event night one, and
because Roman's the main event.
Cody and Punk is following.
That starts.
No, that's before that.
Okay. Either way,
those are your last two matches of night one.
Mm-hmm.
Cody and Punk first. Oba and Brock. Oba and Brock to close out the show.
I believe that Oba and Brock should be a main event because that's really like a christening in effect.
It should be. Sure, it could. So here's the thing: if we look at like when Brock beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, that was like in the middle of the show because the show ended with Bryan Danielson winning the World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Championship. You can do that with Brock. Maybe, possibly, like again, middle of the show, it adds unexpectedness.
Yeah,
you didn't expect Undertaker to lose to Brock Lesnar in the middle of WrestleMania 30. If you put it at the end of the show, you're almost kind of giving away the ending. It's like because like that's significant to like have Undertaker close out this show. Like not many Undertaker matches closed out WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a giveaway. So if you were to set Brock and Oba at the end, it already feels like a given that Oba is being christened.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, does it mean that, like, if you put it in the middle of the show, I think beginning of the show, just knowing Brock's repertoire of just, like, getting in and out early.
Yeah.
Feels like also another giveaway. I think the middle of the show would maybe give you credence that maybe Brock Lesnar is like,
how long does this match go? I think the match only goes because the first match was effectively a squash, like 4 minutes.
Somebody's got to get busted. The second one was like Brock is getting busted.
That's what I was gonna ask you because WWE usually doesn't do that. I was gonna ask if Brock
last match.
He's taking it
back. He's taking it back to prime SmackDown mid 2000s. He's getting busted.
He did that like.
I'm just
he
saying,
wasn't known for that, but I was going to ask.
I'm just saying, like the fact that, like,
I was going to say it's 15 minutes.
It was more at hard hitting back then.
Yeah,
so like, if this was him and Eddie back then in a Hell in a Cell match, like, they're both bleeding.
Oh yeah, I would hope. Fingers crossed.
Batista, whoever it may be in that SmackDown 6. Like,
that's the one match where if anybody's bleeding that night, it should be Brock.
Yeah,
that's my vote.
Yeah,
it's
for
Brock.
Sure.
So
and it'd be dope to see Oba bleed.
Yeah, no, it would be.
Him having his Ben Stiller, was like, from Dodgeball. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood but me. But both of them are kind of having that. And so the fact that happens adds to probably the
like Isaiah Stewart.
Like I said, this is right now second or third. I think I got to go back and look at our power rankings, but I wish we officially tracked them down.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm really hyped for. That's something I would have to say because I think it's second because Seth and Roman, I feel like Roman's winning it, even though I'm picking Seth. Oba and Brock is why I'm like, it's kind of fighting Kenny and Will Ospreay as far as like me wanting to see this match.
Yeah. Well, I hope there's some color in it. I'm partial to blood.
I think so.
Yeah. It'll be dope though if Oba gets hit by Brock and he turns into like Isaiah Stewart when he got hit by LeBron.
Oh yeah,
He tried to kill LeBron. Like he spears Brock through the Hell in a Cell. I could see that coming. But yeah, we locked into that main event for sure. Cody versus Punk with that win that they got in the tag team. Speaking of other tag teams and a rare title change, Fatal Influence beat Paige and Brie Bella.
Slight interference, from JC Jane pushing over I forget who was in the pin, but either way, pushing over whoever to, roll over the pin that was happening.
Yeah.
And end up getting the tag team championships. Good. We both predicted this correctly. You for different reasons. I thought more of storyline. You were just like, I guess you were not here for the Paige and Brie Bella.
It's an odd couple. It's an obvious odd couple. We know that this isn't it's supposed to be the Bella twins. So it's just like and they haven't really done anything storyline-wise outside of like typical WWE writing, which is be the champions, maybe have a promo and get attacked. You know what I'm saying? So like they've done as much like average building as they would have done for something like this. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean, at least they're, a legit faction. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I hope Paige becomes a single star now. Hopefully.
We'll see what happens because, we'll get to, when we get to SmackDown, it was announced that, Nikki Bella makes a surprise return. And we are getting a 6-woman tag match. The Bellas and Paige versus Fatal Influence. And I feel like the fact that I have to say the Bellas and Paige, I think this happens.
Now,
I think it happens. I think the Bellas turn on Paige.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna feel bad if it happens early because I feel like this could easily be a 5-minute match where like they tag Paige in or something like that, and then they end up immediately jumping her.
And they're like, "This isn't our problem."
The match is over within like 5 minutes because it's like they basically let Paige get the pin and like turn on her.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it ends up in a DQ. But either way, like I would hate that for them to have that short of a match at SummerSlam just to make way for like something else that might be running over or giving more time to something else.
Yep.
But I could also, like I said, I think it happens. I just hope it doesn't happen that fast.
I wouldn't put my faith in it, but yeah. I would put that match at like 9 minutes, probably right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be long. I don't think it's gonna be long, but I just don't want it to be quick because the main reason for this match is for the storyline turn.
Yeah.
Rather than like
that's why. Yeah, it's gonna be the angle, not the match. Yeah, it's gonna be the angle.
That's what I'm just concerned about. But we'll get to that. Danhausen getting the win over JD McDonough. We get Cal Anthony Towns. We were predicting who it might be. We thought it was Baron Corbin in that machine that Danhausen been working on for the past few weeks. Wasn't because Baron Corbin obviously debuted and took out Trick Williams. Carl Anthony Towns in the Garden.
Yep.
Comes out, choke slams both Dominic and JD McDonough. JD McDonough gets the win. Carl Anthony Towns choke slams look really good.
Danhausen gets the win.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Say Carl Anthony Towns. Danhausen gets the win. But yeah, Carl Anthony Towns chokeslams both look good on Dominic.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're professionals, but obviously Carl Anthony Towns has been practicing.
Yeah.
And like I said, some people, Bleacher Report even said it. They gave it chokeslam better than some people on the main roster. We've seen in WWE history.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt that it's JD. Obviously, probably like the best bumper right now.
And Dominic again, professional man. We gave him almost. Did he win or he was definitely nominated for Wrestler of the Year, Worker of the Year?
I think you gave him
Worker of the Year.
Yeah, I think you did. I actually gave him that the first year because it was like he worked more than anybody and he was like so hot, obviously. In a wrestling fandom context, not like attractiveness.
Bailey ends up losing to Lyra. We both got this wrong. This is the only thing we got wrong in the card. We went 3-1 apiece. Is this the end of Bailey?
This is what I've been. Like
her contract apparently it runs at the end to the end of the year. She has not resigned yet, and so people are assuming that she's going to let her run it out. So
they got their work cut out for them getting Bailey back over. I said
it's not about getting Bailey back over. It's where the company sees.
Sure, wherever.
If they committed to storyline, she would be in a position like Scarlett.
Yeah, sure. Either way, but that's where she needs to be. And if she ain't there, then what is she doing? Because, as I said before, we can have like a shoot promo segment basically where I was like, argue with me because she can't do what Becky did. She can't do that. So I don't know where her track runs in WWE, where I know you added flavor last week and saying, hey, she probably just need to go to New Japan, right? More than anything. Go to Stardom or something.
You know, AEW.
Yeah. Oh, sure, but I'm just like stylistically.
AEW
maybe
should be the most legit contender.
Oh yeah,
on that roster.
Yeah. I mean, and then obviously like Mercedes.
Like he's knocking off Mercedes.
And now that would be a debut for her to pull a Kevin Owens on Sammy. Like, she wins. I mean, granted, you can't do that because she's still under contract, but Mercedes wins at All In, or maybe it's World's End.
No, Mercedes wins at All In, and then Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Bailey can't show up because she's still under contract.
Well, I'm
So,
saying, but like Mercedes can hold that to World's End.
that's
And
where I
then,
was
yeah,
going
sorry.
with it.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
That's where I was going with it. And then, yeah, she's like, oh yeah, raises her arm, clothesline, fucking give her a new finisher, not the Rose Plant, give her something devastating, and be like, holy shit, of course, like immediately.
No,
because
AEW
that
needs
like,
to do World's End in San Jose,
yeah,
and Mercedes has an open challenge,
there you go.
and you just hear Bailey's music
Debut
goes
and
off,
win?
and
Holy
then
shit.
debut and win.
No,
That's what it needs to be.
That's nuts.
But yeah, Bailey. I don't want it to happen, but
It's happening, dog.
If it
Bailey,
happens, I said I don't want it to happen because I want WWE to give her actually genuine creative. Where again, she can easily be Charlotte. Charlotte's in this goddamn ladder match for the United States Women's Championship, not the United States. But,
if I'm gonna be a picky
whatever
nit,
championship
she can't be Charlotte because she's not a Flair. Like, if anything,
I'm saying
I'm just saying that's a special
gravity
case.
on the show. The same, like you're talking about character, sure. Like I think even with character, she's a good mic talker. She's a great mic talker, I think, especially when she hit her ding dong. Her low is her prime.
She hit her stride. Yeah. Ding dong hello is great.
But the same way
That was
Becky
her best.
evolved from the man to like where she's at now, I think Bailey can do that if you just gave her creative to allow her to actually be
I agree.
a focal point, and rather than someone putting people over.
I agree. Give her a chance. Give her creative, but they're not going to do that. So once again,
That's
if
why I'm
we're
like,
not going to give her creative,
yeah, go
then
to AEW.
Then you just got to stand on your own.
Go to AEW.
And on her own,
go
she
to
can't
New
do
Japan or wherever you go to. But like, leave.
Yeah.
I'm giving her that Seth Rollins. I'm like, if they're not giving you what you need, by all means.
Exactly.
Leave.
That's exactly where I'm at. Right? They ain't giving her what she needs. Like, I would agree that we like Bailey as fans. Like, she was the one who got the original chant out in NXT. Like, you're gonna be my girl and all this type of shit. She's the only one out of the horsewomen that got that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's not over. But once again, if she ain't featured and you ain't showing us that she's big shit, then she ain't.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to say sad, but business is business.
I mean,
and people
it doesn't diminish her career or anything.
No,
it's
it
just
doesn't.
like
But
you just wish there was a better send off rather than like I'd rather have the AJ Styles send off rather than just slowly being written off television.
Yeah.
And we don't even realize we're getting the last match.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta predict because we just see the tea leaves. We read the tea leaves. But either way, we only have 4 matches on here. That we went 3 and 1. We already talked about the main event, but the last thing on here, how did you feel about it? Roman Reigns, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton,
it was
Seth Rollins, yada yada.
It was fine, I guess. I mean, because it was. I mean, man, New York is just still high as shit.
Yeah.
on the championship.
It was rain the other day in New York, and Jalen Brunson is just getting fans just giving him umbrellas.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah,
unprompted.
They're
just like,
they're like, don't let that man get wet.
You do not need to be wet by God's tears. So,
exactly. Like, I mean, it was obviously a absolutely nothing segment as a whole.
Yeah.
It's just
more for the
service.
crowd,
Yeah.
and
that was literally just for the people there.
Yeah. And then obviously 2 stars in the NBA, so it's cross promotion. But it is what it is. It was harmless. It was fine.
Yeah.
But just wanted to put it into the ether.
And the other thought though is, I mean, we did get you said multiple NBA stars on this with Tyrese also playing the heel at Seth and or coming out to his music, and just immediately like with Jalen Brunson being in there with Roman, I'm like, nigga, I'm tall as Roman. Just seeing how, because it's like he's diminutive on the NBA court, and it's like you just forget the scale. It's like, oh yeah, NBA players are just fucking giants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson is the shortest guy.
Yeah, like 6'2".
Yeah,
like that.
he's 6'2", my height. That's like, oh, that's sure. I'll give Roman 6'3". We'll round up, but yeah, I'm eye to eye. Like, come on, like.
Anything else?
Nah.
Let's get over to the flagship show and the beginning of this boring, uneventful week of wrestling.
Very much so.
I think wrestling just understood the assignment of just cross entertainment industry as well. Like I said, movies this week, there was only independent films came out this week. Because everybody's cleared out for Odyssey. And I think WWE got the message. I think wrestling in general got the message this week. It's like, bro, everybody's not going to be at home watching this. They're going to be out in the theaters watching the Odyssey.
I mean, you say that, but it's only 3 hours. Like, I mean, there's a lot more than just
the longest show that they have on TV is 3 hours.
I'm just saying that there's a lot more program. People are going to watch. I mean, people like you will go watch the Odyssey maybe 3-4 times, right?
Yes.
People are going to go watch it once. maybe twice.
Yeah, but the
So
availability
it's not like
of
it's
tickets
getting in the
mean
way
that,
of
like,
programming.
If I got 8 o'clock
That's not,
on Friday,
WWE is not getting out of the way of the Odyssey. That is
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying they're. You saying we said getting out the way. Are we agreeing upon like
I said it's not.
Meaning that they're not holding back this week.
Yeah, no. I'm saying this is as average dog days that we would have gotten anyway, Odyssey or not.
Fair point. Okay, fair point.
I'm just saying this is dog days.
I'm just like, maybe to me, I'm just like, it just seems like the content is supremely dry.
Yeah.
And it just seems like maybe everybody in Hollywood just entertainment just understood. It's just like, bro, everybody's attention is diverted. There's a monoculture happening right now that we can't stop.
And as you're very aware, like all the like media mergers that are happening with Paramount and Warner Discovery or some shit, I don't fucking know. But you know more about it than I do. But yeah, they're in a media war right now of like just independent. Or not independent.
Well,
media, different media.
Just to say, so I'm speed running this week in wrestling because I don't really care. So, what did you like about Raw? That's the way I'm going to phrase these questions.
The best thing was, in an AEW sense, was just, hey, the wrestling. I'm not gonna, like we usually say, I'm not gonna give them a downgrade, even though it's predictable. The Vision retaining against Dragon Lee and Javon Evans, and starting off Raw with that is great. Okay. So the match was just fun. That was the best thing. That was just the best thing on the show.
Seems like, do you consider like Dragon Lee and Javon like a legit tag team that could eventually win the titles? Like,
I mean, not sure, as like two separate.
Eventually working themselves into like Fraxium level of like, no, this is a legit tag team.
Sure. Yeah, they can do that.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, if they're gonna put Javon in a tag team division, I mean, it's once again it's similar.
You don't want him Dragon Lee. You don't want him to be Montez.
Yeah, I mean, because even with Dragon Lee, like he's only being used most of the time in a tag team division, like when he was in LWR or Dragon Styles. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not getting singles wins. If he is, it's like the occasional holy shit, you know. But hopefully he don't turn into that back because they definitely featured the hell out of him and gave him a great gauntlet match last week. So.
I think Javon is way more in line to get the Intercontinental Championship before the tag team.
No, I would hope so. That's what they've shown
right now, where his position is right now, where
he can go either way.
He's building legit chemistry with Dragon Lee. I'm probably if I'm in the betting market, I feel like I'm trying to pull an upset, saying that he's going to win an Intercontinental Championship for the tag team because he can win the tag team championship by like Money in the Bank.
Yeah. In 2 months, he could have be holding those titles for sure. Whereas, like an Intercontinental title, we just went through a whole year and change for Chad Gable.
He's had a couple even moments this year in the Intercontinental Championship, contendership, and
he's around.
Hasn't been able to pull it off. So that's what makes me lean to him winning that first. But right now, I'd be the underdog in my bet. So I understand.
Next, mids as far as like just relatively significant. Solo offering help to Seth at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And Seth being like, I don't need your help, obviously. Solo's just a character that, he clearly don't want to go back to the family. He's still doing whatever the hell he wants. You think
so, but again, he could also turn at SummerSlam.
Oh, I mean, sure. I mean, I think he'll be beaten to submission. I mean, I think that's really what it's going to take because he already got beat by Jacob, and he's still acting up.
You don't think he turns on Seth and LA Knight?
I mean, sure. I mean, he don't give a fuck about Seth and LA Knight. He don't give a fuck about them. I'm just saying.
I mean, he's playing like he does.
I mean, sure, because right now he don't like his family. He wants to keep doing what he's a manipulator, similar to like Don Callis, and sort of like he's just gonna squeeze the juice out of you to get like what he needs. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I kind of character anyway. It's like he don't got Seth's back for real. Like, are you kidding me? Like when those super kicks start happening and the splashes and spears and shit like that, and they start going down, he's gonna be like, hey, I can see the facial acting already, and he would be like, hey, no need for all that. Okay,
I'm gonna ask a question. This is not a prediction. Do you think Solo at the end of the match is part of the bloodline at SummerSlam?
Yeah, he should be, because I would have the bloodline winning.
Whether he turns on LA Knight and and Seth Rollins, or like you said, like maybe they beat him down and eventually he's like forced into submission as far as like rejoining the bloodline against his will. Do you think Solo is part of the bloodline at the end of that match?
I hope so, because otherwise we're just stretching this storyline of him coming back to the family out even longer. So yeah, I would hope so, because if not, then it's just gonna be like it's gonna be another month of this shit. Like we're gonna stretch it out to fucking War Games, right? Another bloodline somehow. Bloodline versus whoever the fuck people that hate the bloodline.
Yeah,
Solo will be in it somehow.
It goes on to War Games, and that's
exactly.
War Games match.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, hopefully. But
I feel you.
Yeah. And also a sidestep from there because it's also still bloodline. Jacob getting the win over LA Knight and
I watched this live, and it's funny because I remember I came home from the movies like around like 9:30. So I ended up watching this match live. This match finished Raw at 10:15. Usually Raw finishes around like 10:30.
Yeah.
They have the block to go all the way up to 11, which they rarely do.
Yeah.
Like the most they'll ever go is like 10:40.
40, yeah.
They finished at 10:15. And I'm like, yo, that is super early.
Yeah.
I've never seen Raw finish that early on Netflix.
Well, I mean, there ain't much to talk about, so I guess this bumps directly into my Reggie that I had, which I called Sexism in 2026, because you point out like how early it was, but I'm gonna point out that there was no women on this show. Like there, as much as of an excuse as there is with
vaccine with a vision
with which is not a woman segment at all. That's not featuring women. That's just a woman being there.
Didn't EO come out with Danhausen?
Which is also not a woman segment because
that was intertwined within the main segment of the men. Yeah.
So what's happening here? Because that's the excuse right there, is that we got the women's champion and her challenger and Maxine. And then, as you would know, because watching on Netflix Live, there'd be the when they're in the rafters doing the interview. I know that there was the Sol Ruka and Lyra segment, and then a Raquel. Yeah, that's not even a segment. That's literally a minute 15 seconds
during a commercial break.
That's a minute 15 seconds
that
on YouTube.
Hardly anybody can see. Like you can't watch that they don't show that in the US. You have to get on the European broadcast or the international broadcast of Raw on Netflix. So.
Very, very easily could have been Sol Ruka versus whoever match here, or insert anything, but no women.
Yeah,
featured,
but again, even if they did, it gets to the same point we'll get to with the stuff that happened on SmackDown with like Jade and the baddies versus Charlotte and them. It is just so repetitive.
Yeah,
it's like if there was anything to get to the point of it, get to SummerSlam, it's
Jade and Charlotte.
It's the women's division in general.
Oh,
it's like it's just like yo, like you're so tapped of ideas. Yeah, I guess storyline that like you're just running the same shit for 4 weeks just to kind of get us to the payoff. And it's like, okay, we get it. And honestly, that feels like a lot of what we've seen on wrestling.
This is where I guess I'll echo what I've said before on like what I thought was great about like peak WWE wrestling was black and gold NXT, right? And part of that is that I brought up before is absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
Right. Give us a chance to be attached to all of these characters. We don't need to see Seth every fucking week. If Seth is at top of the card, or Roman, obviously, once every 3 weeks, that's fine. But it's like, there's other people you can feature, and that's some BS to say that there's not creative when you have a writing staff, for any of these characters, honestly.
I'm not giving them
and we know the wrestlers are coming with ideas. You know what I'm saying? You're not making it in WWE if you're sitting on your hands. So, I mean, shit can be getting shot down or whatever, but even still, they need to figure that out. If we're going to be, to at least make sure we're still featuring women, however equally that we can even argue. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, we had Maxine and then a scuffle, between Liv and EO, who are the two biggest stars as far as women division are concerned on Raw. You know what I'm saying? So,
but even that match, it almost feels like a foregone conclusion. But again, we'll see what happens.
The last bit, Shake. I mean, this also fits together well because it was also sort of a 2-for-1. Basically, Judgment Day continuing their beef with Danhausen on Raw and wanting their human monies back, and JD accidentally throws the bag of money, or what he thought was money, into Oba backstage, and then of course that leads to him getting his ass beat. And also Danhausen cursing, which it looked like he definitely immediately cursed JD because he was the one he was pointing at. But I'm gonna choose to believe that it was all of the Judgment Day. Like at once he did the collective because Dominic also lost, and as we know, it feels like a foregone conclusion that Liv's gonna lose her title at SummerSlam probably. So, but yeah, that was it. Danhausen basically still relatively undefeated. He did get his ass beat a little bit.
Yeah,
but he finished on top against Judgment Day.
Like I said, uneventful. Yeah. Uneventful. None you need to go back and watch the replay.
Yeah, true.
It's not going to be remembered.
Nothing like that.
Let's head over to the Bodega NXT. I guess this was out of WWE shows, probably the most interesting one. Just for certain things happening. You loved, or had a primo, I won't say love, but primo for Kendall Gray and Lola Vice promo, setting up an NXT Underground match for the women's title.
Yeah, the primo was for Kendall's energy on the mic, like being good on the mic. Where I was like, I thought this was her at her best, and like, because Lola's good on the mic, like she's convincing, you know, all that. And that's what I mean. As far as like her talking, I'm like, she speaks with conviction. Like it was funny.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
Yeah, it was funny last week. You know, Saquon's looking for help, and he's like, "Hey, mama, shut up." Oh shit, okay. But I believe that. So, yeah, as far as just being like Lola playing the straight man and being serious, she's good at that. And even with that, I just thought Kendall, like her response to her was just like, she blew her away, but she was clearly better than her in this segment. And I don't know if it was like. Actually, because it's funny, I don't know Kendall Gray, the real person's name, but I don't know if that was actually her like getting flustered or if that's her just doing her lines accurately. But either way, I like it.
I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I think it was my solo pod. Kendall is just her.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's a name of Kendall Gray, but she's really just like, that's my persona name.
Yeah.
I'm just literally just a wrestler. Like, I'm here, and then so it's like, I think she just got flustered on her line. But I mean, is this the
Peyton Prussin?
Okay.
Prussin. Prussin.
Yeah. Is this the end of the NXT Underground?
Yeah, with Lola being gone. I think this is where Lola loses.
Because she's undefeated.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can see her. It'd be interesting to her to carry that match type into the main roster, and maybe continue an undefeated streak to the point where, like, eventually Kendall Gray gets called up, and it's like they have another underground match, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm the only person that beats you.
Yeah.
But then Lola gets her get back.
I don't know. I think there's a little.
It's like Lola now only have one stain on her mark, and it's Kendall Gray, and that can go for 5 years.
I don't want to rain on your parade at all, but I think there's definitely, at least immediately in my mind, there's a cringe element that I think of when I think of the underground on the main roster, right? Because we've done it a few times already, and obviously the first rendition is the worst. You know, yes. I know it's not that. We know what NXT Underground match is now. Like, it's fine. It's good.
Do it
I like it
in the ring.
Yes. They've come far from where it was.
Yeah.
But with, I don't know, just getting that match stipulation over again on main roster, I think might take some work. At least maybe it'll have to at least be, like you said, Lola's over and maybe she's, I don't want to say champion, but maybe she's a serious contender. And like, you know, there's a rivalry she has with like Jade or something, and you're able to pull it out. And I'm like, okay. But we're gonna have to. I think of the underground because she owns it. I think of that as attached to her more than anything now.
Exactly, that's her match type. So I'm saying, like, if you can have that match type kind of carry on to the main roster, that'd be dope.
Yes, it would be.
Have we seen?
It would be.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm asking out of ignorance. Have we seen Lola be a heel? because maybe she does win this, and this is basically starting a heel run. Because again, we talk about Trick needing to be elevated much earlier, but then that allowed him to beat Trick and A, and then eventually find this persona that he is currently running with.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like we've mostly seen Lola be the underdog initially, and now it's like kind of leaning into more like I'm the like that serious type kind of Ken Shamrock, where it's like I have a legit fighting background to myself. World champion, and now that she's lost it within like, you know, 45, 60-day span, it's like, yo, nah, man, like I need to kind of show a different edge.
Yeah.
That leans more heel. That maybe this is Lola winning it at you know, the next time they face wherever.
I mean, that is a thought, because I mean,
and she runs a heel run for another 6 months.
It's just that, like, however sacred it is, there's only a few 2-time NXT Women's Champions, and I mean, like I said, I mean, a title is just, you know, whoever they say it goes on, so it's not something to be all caught up in or whatever. Like, oh, only this many, you know, Shayna Baszler, yeah, I'm not doing all that. But as far as like, I hear what you're saying for sure, because I would say that her character is still like, I mean, she's nowhere close to Trick, where as far as like, you know, she does feel like the same person she's been the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as just being, oh, I'm a former MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just she was waiting her chance and finally got her chance, because of like, that's just the way NXT is. You know what I mean? And she just finally got the title shot. So, I mean, you're right to say that like her character needs more work. So, I mean, yeah, maybe they do that, but depends if they, you know, they want to refresh how bad they need to refresh the SmackDown women's division, which we know they need to refresh all of the women's division back.
We just talked about
exactly.
it,
so it's just, what's the betting odds on just her getting called up? As far as the mids and shit that really don't matter, it was cool enough. Tony D retained against Naruku in a street fight.
Yeah.
Finishes with, you know, some kendo stick shots and dead to rights through a table for the pin. And
I almost wish that like Tony D didn't win.
Yeah.
And the debuting, not mentioned by name on commentary, but as we know, he's been on NXT by this name.
Yeah.
Mike Santana, which means that he's probably going to get named something different for fucking some idiotic reason.
Yeah.
Not idiotic. Obviously, they want the copyright protections and whatnot, the trademarks, but it would. I almost wish that
debut the same way Ricky Sainz did.
He cost Tony D the title, and we have a Naruku title reign with Tony D and kind of preoccupied with Mike Santana, and then Naruku establishing kind of like his authority on the NXT, you know, division.
And he can run through the new guys too, like all the new guys that just came up, like, because he's brand new, so it's like all new matches. You know, you can run with him as
because you could easily run Mike Santana and Tony D for 3 matches.
Yeah.
And then, but the winner of those 3 matches ends up being the #1 contender for Naruku's title. So, but again, that's the reason I would give it a mid.
Yeah.
I'm also concerned about the name change for Mike Santana.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be. Because it's funny because
the fact that like he's been on NXT as Mike Santana, so like why change his fucking name?
It's funny you're saying this because I listened to Ringer Wrestling and Shoes was saying kind of the same thing where he was like, the problem with the name Santana is that it's too cool of a name, so it's only down from here. Like whatever the name ends up being, it's not going to be as cool and simple as Mike Santana. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like Mike Sanchez or something. It'll be like what?
Like Raquel Rodriguez and Raquel Gonzalez.
Exactly. You know, so. But yeah, best mid. I'm always in the pull for my guy Saquon. He did lose.
I didn't get this either. Why? Like, does the losing make sense?
I mean, sure. Like, I mean, it was a Franken. I mean, he's still outnumbered, and it's not like these. I mean, they had his back for the match, but it's like not like the chemistry's there. Nothing, you know.
When is Saquon gonna get his dub over Dark State?
I mean, and it's funny because he already beat like the leader, but they said there was no leader, so or something. That's the whole reason that Saquon rebelled and fought Homeboy. So, yeah. Interesting. I got Jada's. I called it. I know you're sensitive to this word because we had a whole shoot promo segment about it, but I called it Jada's fluke over Natty. Because she lost via towel throw in.
Oh yeah. With Thea Hale.
Thea Hale apparently. So it's like Jada ain't win shit, and I was like, that should do nothing for Jada the character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she can't be proud of that. So
Win's
we'll
a win
see.
to win.
Well, sure. So we'll see if she comes in next week and she's like, I beat you. I'm gonna be like, that's dumb as hell. That's dumb as shit. Like for real.
What the record books say.
That's it shows. I mean, yeah, it shows. Yeah, it shows a W, but still, I mean, it's like we also saw what happened. Context is everything. And then shake shit. Reina Volcan, thick shit.
Yep.
Debuted and won with the torture rack. I don't even know who she beat.
Skylar something.
Yeah, some girl from Evolve or something.
Yeah.
Keanu Carver beat Tank. Good.
Thank God.
And this was borderline Reggie, but Sean Spears pulling Eddie and beating Nico Vance. When yes, we like the Eddie spot, but like when the story is they kicked you out of the culling and you came back with a steel chair and you attacked him, you didn't get like, yeah, once again, what does the record book say when we know in WWE winning losses don't matter? It's about booking. So yeah, you got booked a win, but you didn't beat his ass or nothing. Like you just won via technicality because you pulled an Eddie. So this was a moot point. You know, like you didn't do shit. That's why I was like, it was borderline.
I get it. Yeah,
if we're
the spot you're
because this is a rivalry.
You're complaining the spot's overdone.
No, it's not even. Well, it's not even that. It's that it's a rivalry. Also, like he came at you for blood. Get it back in blood. Like don't be. Oh, I beat you on some technicality shit. And
Tuesday night.
And as I said, you showed up with more venom than you did in this match.
Sure.
You know that. So you're working backwards. Like
I get it. I don't care about the storyline particularly, but I'm like,
just as long as I'm keeping track. So since we keep track, I know, like I said, it's random Tuesday, but still, that's why I was like borderline Reggie. Like, yeah, you won, but you didn't prove shit. It's not even like it was a number one contenders match or something like where it's like significant that you just got the win. You know what I'm saying? It's just about y'all. So either way, that's it for NXT.
Let's head over to the coffee shop, AEW Dynamite, and we talked about this pre-pod.
Yep.
Good quality show, probably, I guess, as far as quality of entertainment. AEW.
This was a boring show for AEW, though.
Yeah, boring show in general for AEW because, again, we're just ready to get this the go-home show for Redemption that's happening tomorrow night. I brought this up pre-pod. I am kind of a little tired of so many title matches happening on AEW where it's like, yeah, you're having these title matches. You're going to get great matches, but it's also predictable who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
We had Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight for the TNT Championship. 95% chance that Kevin Knight is winning that match.
Yeah.
Because he has a title match with Kenny Omega. Now, is there a possibility he could just drop the title, which maybe might give you credence that he might win the title, the main title, at Redemption? Possibly, but again, 5%.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be Kenny because you're not going to be Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay at All In.
So it's funny.
So it's like, okay, you have this match. Darby is not winning this.
Yeah, so 95% chance he's not winning at Redemption, right? So if he lost his title, what does that chance go up to? So he had 5% chance.
95 because you're not hitting Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay at all.
Yeah, so I know that it doesn't even move a centimeter, not even a bit, if he has the title or not.
No, because honestly, Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight at All In is not 95%. That is a 99.9999% chance that nigga is not winning.
Yeah. But yeah.
So that's what that's my they do the I'm not calling specifically that match out because again, quality match. He did the the fall away pull. Mm-hmm. When they like pull him into like something he did with the steel steps and then knocked off the top of the steel steps.
Oh yeah.
On Darby Allin because Darby is just crash test dummy number one. Quality match. Again, just too many title matches where I know like there's bigger storylines that we're getting to that this is just it doesn't need to be a title match. Just have it as like again one of those eliminator matches or something else that doesn't give it the predictability away.
Yeah. No, you're right that this could have just been an eliminator match, yeah, for sure. Because then not to say at least because
Darby had a chance to win it.
Yeah, for sure. Because if anything, what I would say is probably a bigger poo-poo on this is the fact that Darby is a former world champion.
Yeah.
So the fact that Kevin Knight is beating him should feel like a bigger deal than it is on and retaining his title. So, like, I think your point of this being an eliminator match is perfect because Darby can win the eliminator match and he can just retain. You know what I'm saying? Kevin can still retain. And then it's, on a pay-per-view and it feels bigger than he beat a world champion because this is the third world champion he's beat, like formerly. He's beat MJF and he's beat
Darby, and then he's beating
Kenny. Did he beat Kenny? I think he beat
Kenny
Kenny before.
We got to cage side that, but we don't need to do that now. But that's just
clearly.
That's a broad statement that I'm making, but specifically, it's been kind of I felt it this week where I'm like, there's just again predictable, like nothing, like great matches all around, but predictable.
I would disagree with you on the predictable for this next one of the Divine Dominion retaining, just because once again, I mean, Tony got the same problem that Triple H got when it could, especially the women's tag team division. You know what I'm saying? You crown some new champions and make them look good, like when they get it, and then it's like, all right, they just fucking when's the next good looking, champions that we're really gonna put this on? And Sisters of Sin being a legit tag team, and we know
Stardom's women's champions.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
they just won that, which again leads to my predictability.
So honestly, in my mind, I was thinking, well, yes, I agree that them coming out with gold takes away from the thought of them winning immediately. But up until without that, I would have thought them winning this match because it was a no DQ Harley. That's their style. That's what their strength is. So I'm like, had they not come out with those belts, I would have been like, oh, they're winning.
Even without them coming out with belts.
I would have thought they were winning.
The Divine Dominion,
because they haven't done anything.
The Divine Dominion have aligned themselves with Mercedes Moné.
I don't know.
You don't think if that's going to be a faction?
Let me counter you.
That's not going to.
I don't know if that's a faction or not. We saw that as a one-time thing right now.
2 weeks, because it was the first initial week where they aligned themselves, and then last week they had a match. They had a 6-woman tag match. That they won.
I need a segment. I still don't see them as a faction. Like, sure, okay. I need a segment of them like, all right, we're doing this or something.
There's just alignment for
because money, because
they're the APA.
Exactly. And we know Mercedes is literally the highest paid women's wrestler in the world. So that's not an exaggeration. It's true. So even in kayfabe, like Mercedes could have been just like you said, APA, like, hey, here's $50,000, whatever, So that's kind of where they were at in my mind. But I do agree that if anything, I mean, they do got the fucking look. Like, I'm still obsessed with Megan Vane and Lena Cross. It's just like, look of a tag team is like, they look fucking amazing. But I mean, we're fans of Sisters of Sin too, and they haven't held the tag team titles yet, so I would have had them winning, but it's fine. Best match on here was actually some bros. It was Brodito getting the win over Protokata.
Yeah.
We actually got a clean.
Predictable for me. If I had to call my predictability, it's like, these clearly two.
Really? That's predictable.
Okada and after what we saw last week, clearly these guys are not going to work well together.
But individually, we know Okada and Kyle Fletcher are both better than Brodito.
Obviously, but again, chemistry trumps Franken teams.
So I mean, Brodito was a Franken team
usually
until they're not.
They work themselves again. They Fraxium.
Until they're not. So it's like, I mean,
the only way you can get away with it is Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay.
Okada accidentally, wink, wink.
I would agree with you, the best match, but obviously it's going to be the best match when you got 4 talented people.
Yeah, exactly. Accidentally, wink, wink, hit. Kyle Fletcher with a Rainmaker.
Yeah.
And Fletcher.
Same thing he did to catch
exactly. And saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like the whole time. Like, and we actually got a clean 21 plex for the win, too.
Yeah.
Probably like the 4th or 5th time we've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's a rarity, but it's always nice to see him.
And arguably his best one too, like full leg extension, nice rebound on the spring off the rope. Like
the one he did last week was dope. Like I said, unnecessary that he had to do the back
off the ground. Yeah,
he did the backflip and then lifted him off the ground. Unnecessary backflip, but still very impressive that you were able to do that.
The one he did to Andrade when he deadlifted him because Andrade was laying on the ground, that was fucking dope too. I was like, bro, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, that was the mids, and then last bit, the shakes, Jay White getting the win over Clark Connors, and the dogs start beating down Jay White. So of course, Bang Bang Gang got to come out and save. That's it. And we got Tekla and Willow doing a promo with Mick Foley.
And this is the only thing that this is the most curious match that I have on Redemption. I have no way which going because I think again it's not Tony. You've mentioned that, but I think Willow might be.
That's why
I think Willow might be the reason why. Because again, she had to relinquish her title because of injury. So for her to basically earn back a title that's even greater than the one that she had previously, like yeah.
And we wouldn't be mad at her and that's also why I brought it up last week when I was like, what or do you think she's like the bigger character? I'm thinking like Tekla's the bigger character. And you were like talking me into it. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Like Willow is a bigger because I guess what I was thinking about character wise is that obviously Tekla is more braggadocious and everything and like so confident on the mic. You know, that's kind of what I was leaning into. But like overall, as far as like, I guess, yeah, well known and like character.
I would say
like,
if there's a WWE comparison, Tekla is more ilk of Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Willow being Bailey.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it.
So again, like if I said that there's no way Kevin Knight's winning to have Will Ospreay, Kevin Knight at All In. I guess again, I've said I think Willow is versus Mercedes is the bigger match at All In, but like would you argue the other?
Well, that's why I was asking about the character wise.
The other, not favor, but I guess would you say
initially when we were talking, I was thinking I would favor the other, Tekla versus Mercedes, just because I'm not sure if Willow moves the needle as far as like, you know, bigger wrestling appeal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, that's why I'm like, well, Tekla is so good in her character right now that it's just like let her just hold it until All In, and then obviously Mercedes is a great character, and you know Tekla's a great character. It doesn't matter if it's heel, like you know what I'm saying. At that point, it doesn't matter.
The build that match will be all time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like that's where I'm thinking, and we discussed like, oh, do you think if she's a big enough character, or if she is a bigger character than Tekla? That's why I brought it up because I was thinking about the predictions that we're about to be making at the end. You know, because it's like the rivalry is built in with Willow. You know what I'm saying? So for the people who will be watching the match, I don't know how much. Yeah, like we do know that. Yeah, Willow beat her for the New Japan Strong Women's title and injuring Mercedes. So it's like that's just a little wrinkle for the, you know, deep people like us who know that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're watching AEW, I think you probably would. Mm-hmm. So, but how much would you want that versus like Tekla being on a hot streak right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's not a guarantee. And then
you have
for
the
sure.
Sisters of Sin versus
you have the numbers. Yeah,
so it's like it kind of matches up. So hey, maybe I'm convincing myself otherwise, but
maybe
my bias just leans to my birthday sis. I'm just trying to. I'm working it out before we get to predictions. Mm-hmm. But anything else from the coffee shop?
No, that's it.
All right, let's head over to the gallery for the Book of Wrestling. Two items in the Book of Wrestling. Which one you want to take?
I'm going to take the old one. July 23rd, 1984. Brawl to End It All. The WWF Brawl to End It All took place in Madison Square Garden, New York City, in the only televised match from the event, which was shown live on MTV in the USA. Wendy Richter defeated the Fabulous Moolah for the WWF Women's Championship. This event was a pivotal moment in the Rock and Wrestling Connection era, which was a period in wrestling during the 1980s where there was regular cross-promotion between pro wrestling and mainstream music and entertainment industries. So,
yeah, Hall of Famer Wendy Richter.
Exactly. Part of the, you know, I guess you could say lighting the flame of like, you know, what would end up being an Attitude Era later on.
I guess, yeah, if you had to look at the long-term booking of it, sure, it eventually worked.
Well, just as far as being mainstream.
You have to go through the golden age and the new era and, you know, to get to the Attitude. But no, I mean, like, again, as big, as impactful you say, like, Hulk Hogan was to the growth of WWE, of just wrestling in America in general, and especially including WWE. You would have to give the exact same props to Wendy Richter because, again, like you'd almost argue that even more just for the fact that like she's coming from a different, you know, ether
Yeah.
of the world,
Different
and it's
industry,
just like,
yeah.
like, hey, I like wrestling too, and I like it enough that I'll be one of the first celebrity influences.
Yeah.
Along with like Mr. T and whatnot to kind of get involved as far as like a mainstream level.
Yeah.
She held a title.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
The top title.
But shout out to her. The other item in the gallery is same day, just in 2006,
Yep.
July 23rd. Definitely a WWE question as you posed it. 2006, Rey Mysterio 3-month World Heavyweight Championship reign came to an end when King Booker defeated Rey Mysterio for a title at the main event at WWE's Great American Bash at Indianapolis, when Chavo Guerrero turned on Rey Mysterio. Also, The Undertaker defeated The Big Show at the very first Punjabi prison match on pay-per-view. The match was supposed to have seen Taker face the Great Khali in the gimmick, but Khalil was pulled from the bout on medical grounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I had it as a Jeopardy question, or definitely Jeopardy question. Just the fact that he's not even in it, and it was clearly his gimmick match.
Yeah.
So
the only time that match did not have him in that match.
Yeah.
So that is it for the gallery. Let's head over to the last show that we've seen so far, because we obviously have predictions to get to. SmackDown. Again, SmackDown. I guess I don't know. I like that they're back at 2 hours, so I don't that because like I said, that third hour is way too much. But yeah, what did you got? You had nothing as a primo. Your highlight was, I told you this because you kind of jumped into the show a little late, but we were announced that at SummerSlam, Sammy was going to have a number 1 contenders match for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. His opponent was unknown at the time because at the main event for tonight at SmackDown was a fatal 4-way between Trick Williams, Damian Priest, who else?
Finn Balor.
And
there's another one. I just had 3.
No, it was another one. It was a 4-way. Royce Keys.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And Finn Balor, because I was talking it out. I was like, Damian Priest got the tag team titles. Royce Keys is already in a 6-man tag match at SummerSlam. Damian Priest, and then Trick Williams, he has a title match defending his U.S. title, which I thought it was originally supposed to be Mello. I think now it's supposed to be.
Now it's Baron Corbin. Yeah.
Which sucks for Mello. It should be a triple threat. But Finn Balor was the logical winner of this match, and logically he did win this match. So we have, I think, possibly a show stealer set for SummerSlam between Sami Zayn and Finn Balor to determine this number 1 contendership for the WWE Championship.
Push Sammy down in the back of the line a little further. Let Finn.
I would say it's closer to a toss-up than I think people think. I think storyline would lead you to believe Sammy wins that match, but Finn Balor, again, if you're going to give him a push.
Yeah, he just came to SmackDown. You just refreshed him. Refreshed him enough.
Him versus either Punk or Cody.
Yeah.
Would be very fire.
And I followed that up. That's basically what we were talking about already. I had in a vacuum, Baron Corbin whooping Trick's ass.
Yeah.
I thought he did it very well. So, end of days, still one of the most protected finishers. I think he almost got it off where nobody ever kicked out, but I forget. Somebody did in NXT, so that's some bullshit. But what else I got up here? Oh yeah, Gunther putting Nick Aldis through the contract table.
Yeah, so we talked about SummerSlam. Nick Aldis cost Gunther a chance at the world title at World WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Immediately in the post show, it was announced that Nick Aldis is coming out of quote unquote retirement from wrestling and will be stepping in the ring against Gunther at SummerSlam. Officially, we've been teased about it. We've predicted and tried to guess. It seems like he might be coming back. He obviously looks like he's in great shape to still be able to wrestle. Finally getting Nick Aldis in a WWE ring against Gunther at SummerSlam. And they had a contract signing, and obviously the contract, the table is, he felt unused last week in the contract signing between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. He felt back at home this week being broken. So, where would you adjust your power rankings as far as now that this match is official? Does this crack your top 5 of your power rankings for anticipation?
definitely not. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, because we have Will and
Yeah.
Kenny,
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, Seth and Brock, Gable and Penta,
Yeah.
6-woman tag ladder match, Liv and Io, Mercedes and whoever. Probably a Young Bucks and Copenhagen.
Trick and Baron.
Young Bucks and Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. I was trying to think of some other AEW shit. Like, who's Kyle defending against?
Kesta? Not Kesta.
Bandito. He's got Bandito. Yeah.
Is that Redemption?
No, he's got Bandito because Bandito pinned him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it'd be Okada.
No. He's got to defend against Bandito. So.
Well, we'll look at it.
But even still with that, I would say no.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's still, I'm anticipating it. I think it leans obviously Gunther.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
granted, he's a big guy.
I wouldn't put it past Nick Aldis to end up
pull a Carlito out somehow. Yeah.
But you know what I'd almost appreciate is my fantasy booking. Nick Aldis is about to win this match, and who comes out and costs him this match?
Adam Pearce.
Exactly.
Yeah. If
Exactly.
you get to get your hands dirty, I get you too.
He set him up. He set Nick Aldis up. He came to his show and made his champion lose the title.
Yeah, he did.
As
I said, that's good management for his show.
I think, I'm going to go with Nick Aldis losing this match, but at the behest of Adam Pearce interfering.
Yeah. Hey, I told you, there's always ops. That's why he was champion of the week. He got the rest in peace bow. So.
And it just proves that Adam Pearce is the worst GM ever. And
that man, tell you, he chooses his spots. He said, "Oh, you got suspended? Let me come over here and run this shit real quick."
Terrible man, alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
What is he gonna say?
He does say that.
He says it's water. I'm sure it's not.
I'm gonna need a drink. And then the shakes that I got, Chelsea being the first to qualify for the women's ladder match that's going to be at SummerSlam for the interim title. And then the Cody and Punk promo, just another.
I saw somebody on the wrestling subreddit talk about like, oh, my music is gonna be played left, blah blah blah, and they're like, what are they, fourth graders? Because it did feel a bit of an immature kind of promo segment. But again, I'm just at this point, I'm just like, just get to the money already. Yeah, like let's just get it over with. But yeah, again. Uneventful week of wrestling. You didn't miss anything. Yeah. Let's get over to points on the line. We haven't had points on the line. Currently, record stand for season 3. I'm 1-3-1. You are the inverse of 3-1-1. Overall, over 3 seasons, I am 15-24-17. You are 24-15-17. We have about 8 matches. Let me see if there's anything that I did miss on here. I'll go back and check. But let's get to this card. AEW Redemption happening tomorrow night.
Yep.
The Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks.
This will be fun.
Effectively a number 1 contenders, even though it's not established as that.
It's funny because we did get this. I didn't mention this before, but on Dynamite, the Death Riders attacked Cope and Cage. Mm-hmm. But it was, in my opinion, the best edition of the Death Riders, which is Claudio and Pac, as far as tag team wise. And this match it's funny because, I mean, they are one giant faction. So, like you said, I'm wondering if this win here earns the shot for Claudio and Pac. You know what I mean? So,
no, because Claudio
and Pac, what I'd be like.
Claudio and Pac have a match right now. I had to specify the Death Riders as I was in this list because I'm like, you can't just write Death Riders because you don't know who's participating in the match. So, I'm going to go. See, it's funny because they built up the Young Bucks and Cope and Cage. Mm-hmm. Ospreay's already booked for All In.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go Young Bucks, even though I want to go Death.
I think that's a chemistry rule out. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, because they're brothers. I mean, they've always been tag team division, and with Moxley and Ospreay both being singles guys, really, I mean, it doesn't really hurt them because we do know that they're booked,
unless they win this match and like maybe the Young Bucks have their title shot at All In, and they basically have a number 1 contendership in the bank. that they can use at a time in the
Later.
near future.
Man, just that shit made me so fucking mad when Tony made the goddamn. Which contract is it? That's like it's sort of like the Casino Gauntlet contract. Man, when he changed that shit and was like, "You need to let me know 2 weeks," I was like, "That is the dumbest shit."
Because they didn't want it to be like Money in the Bank.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm just thinking about it right now because, like you said, for a later date in the future, it just reminded me of that. I'm like, that's so fucking stupid.
I mean, Oba won the King of the Ring and didn't use
that's
the title,
dumb too.
so it's like Oba technically has a #1 contendership. It's locked in the bank.
If anything, I'll give Oba credit for the fact that he at least mentioned on mic. He was like, "You would just ruin my match anyway if I did have the match." So at least there was a psychology for his character to be like, "Oh, I'm not. Of course, I got to take care of Brock."
But I got the Young Bucks, even though I really want to pick the Death Riders. But I got the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I do too, and I think it's just chemistry ruling out. The only other way I would possibly kind of, if I am to book it the other way, my booking is like probably one of Moxley's last lessons to him because he was telling him to pull the trigger and shit. So this would be the time when he's telling him to like fucking do it, do the
kind of
Tiger Driver,
really push the heel turn.
Exactly, so that's what it would be, And if he did the Tiger Driver on like Nick Jackson or something.
No holds barred match. Your boy and his gimmick,
the GOAT,
the Painmaker,
the worst part.
Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa.
You didn't go to the gimmick for nothing. It's fucking, Finn going to the Demon, right? So
I'm glad you say, man. I'm glad you mentioned that because it's Finn going to the Demon. That doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna win it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Ciampa.
Yeah,
I think didn't Jericho win the last time these guys fought?
Yeah,
I think you just gotta lead with
yeah.
Like I think Jericho allows Jericho to kind of be more aggressive and probably I've never seen this version of Jericho.
It's just hardcore. It's just as hardcore.
I imagine that, but I think this is really gonna put over Ciampa.
Yeah.
That's what Jericho's here for at this point.
And I mean this does lean. This is Ciampa's strength because he's Psycho Killer, right? It's like it's funny because Tony Schiavone like on Collision, like he had he had a power drill.
Yeah.
After he busted like Chris Jericho open and Schiavone, he's like, "Oh, what's he gonna do with that drill?" And then Taz is like, "Oh, something unmentionable." And it's like he's gonna do one thing, he's gonna drill holes in him. And it's like he's proven why he's a psycho killer. The AEW National Championship, Mark Davis defending against Andrade.
I want to go Andrade. But I'm like
stretch it out with the Don Callis family.
And like, is that the championship he really?
Of course, he don't want.
Like, it's like, but.
That's the one he gonna get. That's where I'm thinking. That ain't the championship he wants, but that's the one he gonna get.
That's why I'm gonna go Andrade. AEW TBS Championship, Hikaru Shida versus the champion versus Maya World. I think we're rewarding Maya World. And
Shida's a 4-time AEW champion, and this is her first TBS title reign. So
and she's building a heel gimmick as well that it would make sense for her to get the win. But I think the stretch of work that Maya World has put out,
strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. Like Shida doesn't need the
Shida definitely doesn't
to accentuate her heelness.
No, but this will be the biggest win of Maya World's career though, for sure. Next up we got.
You think winning the TBS would be bigger?
I mean, it's a title, so yeah. I mean, in a vacuum, Athena's a bigger win, but as far as winning a title, And next up, AEW Tag Team Championships, Cope and Cage champions defending against Death Riders. Who you got?
Cope and Cage.
Yeah. I think this match could also be. I mean, it's tough because we are working with the elder statesmen here. I mean, all these guys are 40 plus, but. Even with that being said, I mean, Claudio and Pac are fucking superhuman.
Like, who gets to my point? Is this just fast lanes?
That's why. Yeah,
because I'm like, if we just talked about,
we booked 2 title changes though.
If we just talked about the Death Riders match between Moxley and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks winning that because we believe that that's basically going to be the match at All In.
Yeah,
this is not changing that,
mm-hmm.
And so this is almost. I feel like. This is what we're getting, like the same thing with Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega later in this match. We already both predicted that Kenny's winning this match. I just don't. I think that's what we're getting is Cope and Cage, Cage and Cope versus the Young Bucks at All In.
Mm-hmm. I think there's
Especially
more room.
If the Death Riders teams were reversed, definitely could see the Death Riders winning this. But Claudio and Pac are not winning this match.
Yeah. I think we're gonna continue on until All In. It's we're doing TLC.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. But again, Ospreay's already booked for All In.
Well, yeah, it won't be him. He's not gonna be.
Oh, you're talking about Claudio.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, they'll do a TLC match.
AEW International Championship: Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito.
Either guy, he's keeping the strap on him.
Yeah, I mean, again,
he's keeping the strap.
You're not teasing a rivalry with Okada.
Yeah. And
you have conflict with Takeshita that you're going to be dropping this title of something that you just won recently. So yeah, Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
AEW's Women's Tag Team World Championship. This is the biggest toss-up that I have on this card.
Yeah, this is the
one. Willow. I think I want to go my birthday, sis, but I'm going to. I might have convinced myself that Tekla might be the win.
Well, that's once again where I had it, because it's like, yeah, I mean, I did mention it before, but yes, we know that there's history with Willow and Mercedes. How much does that matter? How much is that gonna be pushing more eyes to it versus the people who are already watching it? You know what I mean? I don't know. And also on top of that, yes, we love Willow. We know that she's the one girl in the conglomeration holding it down, evergreen face. She's got her title match, which should be an All In also. An All In or like a Revolution. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't, I mean, granted, that will be if she wins the title, that's the headline of this show for sure. That's the thing we're coming out with. But like you said, I think as I'm looking at this, Fastlane, like, I would not want my first title to be on Fastlane, and Tony wouldn't do her like that. I would hope not. At least do it on I would even rather have this on a feature show like Spring Breakin', or like, you know what I'm saying, when they do the Dynamite, or no, what is it, Beach Bash?
Yeah.
The actual featured Dynamites. Those are bigger deals too, and those be some bomb shows.
Yeah, some of the best shows of the year.
Exactly. So as far as her winning here, I'm like, that would put,
I think,
somewhat sour taste in my mouth, because also you telling me that Mercedes is not going to win at All In, so she's going to hold the strap for a month.
Mercedes, I think, is guaranteed to win.
Well, that's my point. Yeah. So if she's guaranteed to win it, why put the strap on Willow, and like 4 weeks later you're just dropping it? You know what I'm saying? Because we know it for the history of the match. It's like, nah.
And I think Mercedes aligning herself with the Divine Dominion, now you have a rivalry between quote-unquote two factions. It just lends itself. And again, the mic work between the two, I think the cross appeal, especially on the eastern side of the world, with like Japan and, their, relationships there, I think it just attracts a wider audience. No disrespect to my birthday, says Willow, and I want Willow to win this. I feel bad for picking Tekla, but I think I've convinced I eventually.
You shouldn't feel bad. She's the champion.
But I want Willow to win.
It'll be she's not quite Sammy,
I love Tekla,
and
she's a great champion. But like my bias leads me to Willow wanting to win this match.
She's like I think that's not quite Sammy, like a Chelsea, where it's like, well, we know it's in the chamber. It's in the like. There's no way. At least, I mean, us as fans, we don't feel there's no way that Chelsea is leaving WWE without being undisputed champion at least once. I think she will be. Similar to Willow, she will be AEW Women's Champion at some point, and I want it to be a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? Because unlike Chelsea, Willow can actually. I mean, not to say Chelsea can't wrestle, but I mean, as far as being like serious threat in ring. Chelsea is not a serious threat in ring, the character of Chelsea. So, but we still want her to win. So that's why she's a Money in the Bank steal away or something like that. But Willow, she could get it done at any point in time in the year. Like, Chelsea is going to have to be like set up for her. For real.
Again, the numbers don't lie, and they don't favor Willow.
Exactly. Sisters of Sin ain't doing shit.
You might get Harley Cameron to help you out, but maybe Harley Cameron costs Willow the match.
If I was to change anything,
because I haven't seen Harley in a while.
You're right. Harley Cameron for backup. Yeah.
No, she costs Willow the match.
She turns heel. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I've been calling for that too. I feel like I'm like that. There,
she'll just be wearing black leather every week.
Yeah, you gotta compete with.
Don't get me tempted with a good time.
You gotta compete with Maxine.
If I was,
you going Tekla or you?
No, I'm going Tekla. I
Okay.
tucked it in, but I was gonna say, I know you usually ask me if I was to change anything on here, it would probably be Death Riders, Moxley, and Ospreay getting the win over the Young Bucks, just because it don't mean anything. And like I said, it probably would be just more.
I mean, they're
Fuel to
logically
the
the
fire.
big match, but again, like
Yeah.
if they win that match and it basically works as a number one contenders match. Again, Ospreay's booked for All In. He doesn't need to use that title match. That gives them an excuse to basically put off their title match that they deserve as tag team champions.
Yeah.
And then eventually you get 2-belt Ospreay because he's tag team champion and
it's funny because like it already feels like, oh wait, why do they have the tag team title shot? And then you remember like ever since like this montage of like Ospreay being in like, you know, the Death Riders, that's all he's been doing has been like, or not all he's been doing, but it's been like 4 weeks in a row of him and Moxley like tagging together. And it's like, oh yeah, they have been like beating the shit out of people, even though they're like nobodies. Like, but regardless, it's like, oh yeah, they actually did earn their shots here for it to be a number one contendership, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, that would be the one. What about you, if you were to change anything? I mean, besides Tekla and Willow, obviously, because we agree that that's
besides Tekla and Willow, Mark Davis retaining against Andrade, because again, I'm like, does Andrade really need this? I think there's more Don Cal shenanigans. The numbers don't favor Andrade. And again, he doesn't need the national championship. That's not the title that he's really should be aiming for. And again, that's like Bobby not gunning for the AEW World Championship. It's like,
damn, the Hurt Business, boy.
So
seeing them niggas in forever.
But yeah, that'd be the one I would feel. But I'm gonna go with Andrade.
How do you know? How you know?
No, I'm gonna go Mark. Actually, I am gonna change that.
Yeah.
Like, because again, Andrade don't need it, man.
No, he doesn't.
And in our last match, our main event, Kevin Knight, Kenny Omega. If you've listened throughout the show,
I closed my phone.
you already know. You know, I already said earlier, there's a 99.9% chance that Kenny is winning this match because again, you're not going to get Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay at Wembley at All In. That's not what people are paying for. $60, however much this pay-per-view costs.
Yeah.
The match is Kenny versus Will. If Tony books a title change in this match, why are you running this business?
He needs to be checked for a brain tumor.
Why are you running this business?
Yeah.
So we're not even playing around. So we differ on 2 matches. So we should have a match. No. We might end up in a tie. But I picked Ciampa, you picked your boy Jericho, and that no holds bar match that they have. And then I switched my opinion. Initially, we agreed on Andrade gaining the national championship.
You'll tweet me. Watch this. You're gonna go perfect.
I have Mark Davis retaining, and then we both agreed for my world to win the AEW TBS championship against Hikaru Shida. Other than that, a lot of retentions, and again, Fastlane if Fastlane's like a C, is this a C plus? With the cars that we booked, with the cars that we booked, I guess would you guys like let's say a C plus as far as like impact? Obviously, quality is probably going to be still like AWA.
Yeah.
But as far as like impact, it's like okay, yeah, we pretty much can easily.
It's holding serve.
Yeah, it's holding serve. Perfect term. So, anything else about Redemption?
No, that is it.
Do you have any champions of the week? Because I'm dry this week.
No, I struggled to think of one for the cameraman that bumped into Liv and Io during the segment on Raw.
Okay.
You know, Io comes out with Danhausen and runs down, running interference with Liv. And like, as we know, they stay right behind him, and they're running with him. And like, you see it cuts to the other camera angle. He just literally runs the camera into the back of like Io's head.
Wow.
And I'm just like, she wasn't phased by it, but it was just like, So
I mean, we've seen
everybody has bad days at work, but I'm like, he's getting fired.
We've seen Io do the, jumping through the ropes to the outside, and then basically, to quote ridiculousness, a scorpion.
Yeah, doing she ate that shit. I guess this would be the this applies to everybody. The Vince McMahon, you're fired for him, the title, because for having a bad day at work by, staffers who are not, wrestlers.
Yeah. That is it for episode 107 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast. Next week, we'll recap the AEW Redemption.
This boring ass Redemption.
I hope I get my point. And after
You'll
that,
tweet me.
we have 2 points on the line next week because we have night 1 and 2 of SummerSlam. So I'm hoping to basically work myself to possibly a lead for the season if I end up getting these next 3 points. And then, finally we'll work our way into the end of summer and hopefully things pick up. I mean, we obviously have AEW All In. We have Heat Wave, I believe, as well for NXT. So a couple more points before the end of the summer. But Moody, what can they do?
Follow us here on this YouTube channel. Every single Saturday we will be here talking wrestling and stuff throughout the week. Follow us at the Wrestling Re-Up on social media and send us an email at thewrestlingreup@gmail.com and tap in with us episode 108 next week.
Peace.